You, what's good, YouTube? It's Aquarius Leviathan Prophecy. Oh man, all right, man. Um, I've heard almost every social media outlet today on this who's greater, Michael Jordan or Tom Brady, you know, and people have to understand. First of all, let's dissect this. Okay, let's talk about football first. Okay, football. Yes, football is the ultimate team game, right? You got your offense, you got your defense. Nobody really cares about special teams, but special teams is important too. You have your defense, your offense. That's it, right? Don't matter who your quarterback is. It could be Dan Marino. It could be Phil Simms. It could be Eli Manning. It could be Big Ben. It could be Peyton Manning. It don't matter. It could be Michael Vick in his prime. It don't matter. You pick. Choose whatever era you want your quarterback to be. But your quarterback only controls one side of the ball. Let me repeat that again. The offense only controls one side of the ball. So it doesn't matter if your quarterback throws for 8 touchdowns, 9 touchdowns, 12 touchdowns in a game. Your quarterback cannot score on their drive and then go back to playing defense. They have to rely on somebody else. They have to rely on a second unit, which is a defense, okay? So it don't matter how well Tom Brady plays. Yes, Tom Brady threw for 500 yards, but guess what? His defense sucked. His defense did not do their job of stopping Nick Foles. Okay? Nick Foles was just throwing bombs like he was in Baghdad. You know what I'm saying? Like he was in Iran. Like he was just dropping bombs. And the Patriots defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. So you can't blame that on Tom Brady. Tom Brady did what he had to do. So that's why that logic is just stupid, you know? And then on top of that, Tom Brady has to throw it to 5 different other players. He has to read defenses. He has to see, it's kind of like you driving a car. Like when you drive a car, you have to make sure that everything is right. Your side mirrors, you know what I'm saying? Your blind spot, you have to, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to literally, check your side rear view mirrors. You have to check who's behind you. You have to, do all that just to, drive safely. Kind of like a quarterback. A quarterback has to read his defense. He has to see where the blitz is coming. And he doesn't, and then he just has to react fast. He has to react fast and he has to think quick, you know? But that's why you have that's why you have 2 different units, you know? Now, let's get into basketball. Now, basketball, it's my favorite sport. If I had to choose to watch one sport for the rest of my life, it would be basketball. Not even close. For one, basketball, they got 5 teams. Actually, not 5 teams. They got 5 players. Sorry. They have 5 players, right? Basketball is more of a transition game. You score, you get back on defense. They score, you go back on defense. A single player can go out there and take over the game like it's nothing. You can play the best of defense you want. And I've seen some lockdown defense, and that ball still went in. But you just gotta pray to God that that ball does not go in. You know, that's why they say that basketball gods. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that lethal. You know, um, you have five guys you have to depend on. Now, I forgot to mention this about football. And Chad Johnson nailed it. This whole system thing, like basketball has a system. Meg D'Antoni, right? Phil Jackson, right? Who else? Um, Stan Van Gundy, Pat Riley. They all had systems. Football does not have a system. And Chad Johnson said it so greatly. He put it so delicately that he said that, and this was on the I Am Athlete. It's like a huge, sports debate show on YouTube where they have like Chad Johnson, they have Brandon Marshall is the host, they have Fred Taylor, and they have Chad Wheeler. I mean Channing Frye, I think that's his name. Um, and then they talk about social justice and other different topics and stuff like that. And Chad Johnson said that the Patriots offense is not that complicated. You have a route tree, right? Out of that route tree, there's five routes you have to know. You have to get it down pat. There's five. There's a dig, there's a go route, there's a back shoulder fade, there's a slant, and I think he said a bubble or bubble screen, whatever, or a dig. No, he said a dig. Those are the five things you have to know. Other than that, is either block or, you know, just mainly focus about that. You know what I'm saying? So I just forgot to put that in there. But let's switch back to basketball. Yes, so basketball, you could drop 50, you could drop 60, you could drop 70, you could drop 55. You could do, like, you can have a triple double, meaning you have 10, 12 rebounds, 12 assists, 45 points. You can have 25 points, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks, 6 steals. You get my point. So basketball, you get more touches, you get more opportunity. It's like metrics. You know what I'm saying? Like Tom Brady only gets the ball every time the defense gets the ball back, or depending on who wins the coin toss. So if the Buccaneers win the coin toss, Tom Brady gets the ball back. He drives down the field, it's either touchdown or field goal. He sits on the bench, and then he has to wait to his defense to get the ball back. It might be longer than he expected, or it might be quick, depending on depending on how the defense plays. You know what I'm saying? But the opposing offense, like they might utilize the Buccaneers defense to its strengths. Like, what are the Buccaneers' weakness? The Buccaneers may not be good against the run, but they're very good against the pass. So the opposing team is gonna do is they're just gonna run the ball down their throats because they know that they can't stop the run. But if they pass, they know that they're in a tight situation. They're in a messed up situation. Because you should never do the opposite of what the offense is doing. I mean, what the defense wants you to do. If you facing a team that's bad against the run the damn ball. Run the ball. Why are you passing it? And that's what the Falcons did in that Super Bowl. They went away from their strengths. They were very good against the run, knowing damn well the Patriots couldn't stop them. And then they settled for throwing the ball, knowing damn well the Patriots, that was one of their strengths coming into that Super Bowl. But, it is what it is. But Basketball, yes, you could have a triple double. You could score these amazing points by yourself. You have more touches. That's what it boils down to. And secondly, the plays in basketball, people might say, well, all you do is just do screens and, you know, bang it down low in the post and stuff. Nah, basketball players are more like basketball players are more advanced than people realize. Like you have to literally sit down and visualize basketball players. Cause yes, football players football plays may be complex. Like when you say 45, all right, let's just say I'm the quarterback, right? And I say bucket 12, 45 dash AD. You're not going to know what I'm talking about. But what I really just said is come here. I want you to block so I can throw a bubble screen on the other side so my offensive lineman can go over there and block and then he could take it to the house. That's just all I just said. I just made it into like a algebra term that people, are not going to be able to, think on their feet like, wow, what the hell he just said. But basketball, you just, throw it to the big guy and make him, dominate the post. You know what I'm saying? But basketball players are very advanced. People just don't have the time to think about it. That's why they say, oh, basketball is just, you just go around and shoot. And no, like basketball have real systems, you know? But yes, again, basketball, they just go by touches. They go by touches and how many shot selections, you know? Like James Harden can shoot the ball out the ass like crazy, you know? Like Kyrie Irving, he could do all these little fancy dancy moves all he wants to, but he knows that he can rely on those those four other guys, not including him, to get the job done. Or if he wants to do it by himself, he could take over the game by himself. And like I said, I've seen people play lockdown defense and that ball still goes in for some reason. Crazy. Football, yes, game-winning drives, you have to rely on your kicker. That's another thing. Kickers. Why do they have kickers? Some people go for it on fourth down. They don't convert it. They do not convert it. And that's what makes basketball and football two touchy subjects. Tom Brady. Okay, now we settled between Tom Brady not Peyton Manning, Tom Brady and Michael Jordan. We're gonna talk about Tom Brady. No. We settled the debate on what's the difference between football and basketball. Now we're gonna talk about Tom Brady and Michael Jordan. Okay, let's start with Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a quarterback. He played for the New England Patriots and the Buccaneers, right? Tom Brady has done the unthinkable. He has done the things that no other quarterback ever dreamed of, right? Playing in their hometown. Even though Tom Brady is not from Florida, but still. The last time the Buccaneers have been in the playoffs in the Super Bowl, John Gruden was the head coach of that team. Warren Sapp, Brooks, Rondé Barber, they had that very great Tampa defense. They played that Tampa 2 defense scheme, And that defense was legit. That defense was scary. If we could play like you see how 2K you could play with these different old school teams. Imagine if the NFL did something slightly different than that. Like imagine if the NFL threw in all these old school teams, like out of all the old school teams, they their top 15 or their top 10 teams of all time. The 2007 Giants, the 2015 Seahawks, the 1999 Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how much fun that would be? But then again, that's why they have ultimate ultimate football, whatever you call that. Ultimate, where you could put like random guys, and I don't know. I haven't really been playing Madden that much, but Ultimate Team. I think that's what you call it. But I think it's the NFL version of Ultimate Team. Instead of just putting a whole bunch of old school teams in the game, they just make you build your own team, and then you can go and play other people. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah. So Tom Brady, he has accomplished a lot. You know, he's going to his 10th Super Bowl appearance. Okay, that's like me going to my 10th year in my job. Like I've been there for like 10 years. Like, how is that an accomplishment? You know? But, to him it's an accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? Going to 10 Super Bowls, that's very, appealing. I'm not going to throw in the accolades because, I'll be here forever. He's won 6 rings. He's won 6. He's going for his 7th. Michael Jordan, he's only won 6. He's never lost. Tom Brady has lost 3 times. Twice to the Giants, 1 against the Eagles. Could have lost another one against the Seahawks, but obviously we know how that turned out. Russell Wilson threw the damn ball instead of running it. But again, we don't know. They would have probably stacked the box against Marshawn because that's what they was thinking. They was thinking, okay, they have beast mode in the back. We could just go to the goal line formation and just stuff them. Stack the box and stuff them. Now let's say they give it to Marshawn Lynch 3 straight times, right? They gave it to him. First and goal, he didn't get it. Second and goal, he didn't get it. Third and goal, he didn't get it. So they're gonna have to go for it on 4th down, and then guess what? He passed and it's get intercepted. So either way, football is a chess match. It's checkers. Football is checkers, basketball is chess. Or if you want to flip flop it, basketball is checkers, football is chess. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But either way, pick your poison. Either you run it all 3 times, you don't get in, and then you go for it on 4th down by passing it, and then you throw it, it gets tipped up in the air, and it gets picked off. So either way, they was going to lose regardless because the field goal was not going to cut it. You know what I'm saying? So, but to Tom Brady's defense, Tom Brady can only control what he can control, and that's offense. Okay, and I say it again, he can only control the offense. Okay, now if Tom Brady were to play defense, I don't think he would be remotely good because it would drain him, and then he would have to come back on offense just to play. Quarterback. He would get exhausted, and it would kill him. It would kill him, not literally, but figuratively, it would kill him because he would have to put so much on the defensive side. When he comes back on the offensive side, he's too tired. And I see why James Harden does the things that he does. People might say, well, he doesn't play defense. Well, take it from me, playing defense on both ends, it really kills you. It really does because you're going to have to go up. It's like a track meet. You know what I'm saying? We call it dead heat, where you just, you have to put so much on defense, you go back on offense. You have to put so much on offense, you going back on defense. That'll make you exhausted. That makes you not even want to shoot or play basketball no more. And I've been on both sides of that. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a toll on you. So when you focus on just one metrics of the game, you can shoot it just like the best of them. But when you're just killing yourself going back and forth, playing defense, playing offense, playing defense, playing offense, playing defense, playing offense, it takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on you. And you're not going to be doing the things that you are capable of doing because you're going to be so tired and fatigued. I remember I remember me playing 2K, right? Obviously basketball players they don't get hurt. They either get fatigued or tired. They don't get hurt, you know? And I played it for 12 minutes. And I did not I simulate not simulate, but I put the settings on automatic instead of just putting it on auto. I did not bench I did not bench, but I did not sit Kevin Durant not once. I played from start to finish. I mix him with the starters. I mix him with the defense. I mix him with the bench. That's it. He missed a lot. He missed out. He was in the start of the game. He was feeling himself. He was great. He was 12, something. He was 12 out of 21. But as soon I started in the second quarter. As soon as I started, he went 12 of 80. No, he went 12 of 56. He shot poorly from the free throw line. He shot poorly from the three. He couldn't make his layups. He couldn't do nothing. He couldn't even make a simple layup. And he missed. So in the NFL, in Madden, one wrong hit, you might be out for at least a quarter, come back, get hurt again, and you might probably be out for the game unless you put injuries off. But again, if you put injuries off, you'll still get hurt because I've done that before too, So injuries. So when you put injuries off in Madden, it doesn't necessarily do anything. You'll still be out the game. But yeah, Michael Jordan won a lot of scoring titles. Like I said, man, I can go back and forth on his accolades. You know what I'm saying? Basketball, like Michael Jordan is more globalized. I know a lot of people are not gonna care about the logo, but the logo is who he is. It's his symbol. That's what he represents. The man with his legs spread out with the ball, with the ball in his hand. Basketball is unique, is creative, is breath defying, it's passionate, and it's caring. Okay? Now, who do I think is the better athlete? It's no brainers. It's Michael Jordan. Like, how do y'all get Tom Brady? Like, I get it. Tom Brady controls one aspect of the game. Like, we can all sing that till the cows come home. But that's going to be the defined print. That's going to be the final logic. Tom Brady does not play defense. He has to rely on his kicker. He has to rely on other people around him. Yes, he could throw for 500 freaking yards, but you know what? If his defense can't stop a nosebleed, they lose. Because what if his defense is there in the last seconds of that game and they need a stop, but they can't stop them because their defense is not good against the run? Or not really run because obviously you're going to need to pass, but against the pass, Or they might do a lot of screen plays to get the defense off their heels. So that's why I say Tom Brady has to rely on everybody. Okay? There's going to be times where the defense can't bail them out. And then they lose the game. Just like how Tom Brady had to sit on the sidelines. No, actually, no. The both Super Bowls the Patriots win, the Patriots lost against the Giants? Because I wasn't there, but I was at the bar when it all happened twice. The first one, Tom Brady got the ball back with less seconds on the clock, had to give it to Randy Moss, Corey Webster, and it was a double move. It's a double wide. So basically two cornerbacks on a receiver. So I believe it was Aaron Ross. Aaron Ross and Corey Webster was on Randy Moss. Now, if you see that last play on that play in the Super Bowl, you could see Aaron Ross holding Randy Moss's hand. So that prevented him to catch the ball, right? That could have the referee could have threw a flag right then and there and messed up everything, but he didn't. Okay, the second Super Bowl, and obviously the Giants won. The second Super Bowl, again, two fail Marys. I'm not gonna say Hail Mary. I'm gonna say two fail Marys that Tom Brady fairly executed. The first one was against Randy Moss. That was in double coverage. The referee could have threw a flag because obviously it was really holding because Aaron Ross, you could see Aaron Ross hold, or I think it was Corey Webster. Corey Webster held Randy Moss's arm for him to extend the ball. You know what I'm saying? Because he has long ass arms. He could have threw a flag. The second Super Bowl, again, it came down to Tom Brady throwing it throwing it into the end zone. Gronk almost had it, but obviously it touched the ball, and then he act like Tom Brady threw it, and then it bounced on the floor, and it bounced right back up to Rob. But there was not going to, I mean, if he would have caught that ball, they would have probably reviewed it, saying that it was already incomplete because they already hit the turf. It just bounced back up. You know what I'm saying? So those are just two losses that he got. The third loss was against the Eagles. Obviously the Eagles was coming off of their 40-year drought of never winning the Super Bowl. 40 or 50 years of never winning the Super Bowl. Carson Wentz got hurt in the playoffs. In came Nick Foles. And he never looked back. Just dropping dimes. I think he threw for like 5 touchdowns in that game, and plus a reception for a touchdown. But when Tom Brady tried to do what Nick Foles did, he dropped the ball. I don't know if it dropped the ball, but it tipped out of his hands. Y'all remember that? When Tom Brady, it was Ross Welker. He did like a trickery play. He ran to his right, and then he threw it to Tom Brady, and Tom Brady either dropped it or he couldn't catch it, and then it fell on the floor. But when Nick Foles did it, they threw it to him in the end zone, and he caught it for a touchdown. And then that was all she wrote. And then everybody's saying that nobody really acknowledged how great Nick Foles played in that Super Bowl. All they cared about was Tom Brady threw for 500 yards. Tom Brady threw for 500 yards. That was the game. That was the game. That was the topic of the damn game. Tom Brady threw for 500 yards. They didn't care if he lost the game. All they cared about was, Tom Brady threw for 500. I don't care if Tom Brady threw for 900 yards. They lost. They lost. Why? Because Patriots defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. Tom Brady did what he had to do. Every time Tom Brady gets the ball, it was either dinking and ducking or screen passes or running the ball or just taking shots down the field. So the argument is stupid. I don't know why ESPN and all these analysts on it and all these media pundits talk about it. Stupid. It doesn't make any sense. You can never compare basketball to football because basketball is more creative. It's globalized outside of the United States. Basketball just got so much going for them right now. The stars in basketball. Like, I be watching a lot of NBA voiceovers. Funny as hell. I tried to do the NFL version, It's not so funny. It's not so funny. That's why I stopped. I tried to do it a little bit, but I just didn't get the kick out of it. It's different when it's the NBA. Because why? Popularity. Popularity kills. And that's what the NFL is going to, you know, cease to exist. Well, not cease to exist, but it's not going to be popular anymore. You know, it's not going to be popular anymore. So y'all can let me know who's better, Tom Brady or Michael Jordan. I can say the same example, like Tom Brady and Joe Montana. Joe Montana never lost in the Super Bowl. Michael Jordan never lost in the NBA Finals. You could put those two together, but again, Joe Montana had a lot of people around him. He had a great supporting cast. So, I mean, you can't compare apples to oranges, man. Like y'all just need it. The media just need to stop it. But they'll never stop it because why? Because it's good. It's good conversation. It's not even good conversation. It's stupid conversation. That's why I say That's why I say sports don't make no sense. That's why when it comes to sports, you don't necessarily have to make sense because of this bull crap right here. Like you cannot compare football to basketball. For one, basketball players gets paid way much than football players do. Basketball players, they practices are more better, you know. And I've been on both ends. I've been on both ends. Basketball practice is intense. Football practice, you just go out there and you just do your drills and then that's it. Basketball is more grueling, you know. It's more grueling. I'll just say that. But you know, like, comment, subscribe. Again, subscribe. I need these subs for real. Um, and yeah, until next time, take care of yourself and each other, and just let me know. You know, who's better in your opinion, Michael Jordan, or who's the better athlete, Michael Jordan or Tom Brady? Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.